Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Great, and yourself?
Good, man. Thanks for having me to chat.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time. I knew you were a busy man and appreciate your time, man.
All good? All good?
Want to dig into a bunch of stuff with you, but the first thing I wanted to start with is your first gig in the music industry, which I kind of laughed at reading. Interesting to see that you were kind of on the other side of the fence working at the syndicate back in the day.
I was, yeah. I had a buddy. I took a recording class just for fun at school, and it shared a building with the syndicate. So
Hmm.
I got like intro to them as like, oh, here's some like kid who doesn't know anything who likes the music you guys work on and stuff. So I had like a summer internship that I kind of hung around for a while, did street team stuff. But yeah, it was like one of my first like, because that was my first like real music job, but it was
What
awesome.
what year we talking?
Fuck, this had to be like 2004 or 5, 2005, I guess, somewhere around there. Yeah.
I've been at my radio station since '04, so so you're dealing with Bram back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bram was there. I mean, it's changed hands over the years. I don't even know who's like really there anymore. But a lot of the people that I worked with there, I still work with, like in other parts of the industry and stuff, or like they work at labels or they're managers. So it was
Sure.
cool. Like I still stay in touch with some people from there, and it's awesome.
Were you doing any like calling radio stations or working
I was
songs for
calling every radio station. Yeah, they had the big Rolodex where you would just hit every city. Here's all the college stations, and then you'd have some kind of agenda like we're trying to push this record. So I would try to get everybody on the phone and call and be like, "Can you play this? Check this out. I'm sending you this." But
Here's the
yeah,
new Shadows Fall or whatever. Do you remember what you were working back then?
they had Poison Well, they had Murder by Death, which I like, Shadows Fall, like all these bands I loved at the time too. But I remember working on one of the Murder by Death records. It was like right around when I started there. That came out. I was such a huge fan of that band too. So that was a lot of fun. But I remember calling around, pushing that one. Yeah, it was there's a lot of stuff. We had a lot of Comedy Central stuff back in the day
Ah,
too.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
like one of the bigger clients, so it was like trying to get people to listen to like Dan Cook and like this guy's funny, check him out.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was cool. It's a good time.
Yeah, man. It's funny that you were like, I don't need to do this anymore. Let me jump to the other side of the record business and go more behind the scenes than calling these radio people.
Yeah, it's cool. Hey, you're a radio guy, so that's our entry. Maybe I called you 20 years ago.
Probably did. You probably did, man. Well, dude, I got so much to get into with you. Let me start with this. Fit for an autopsy. Fairly new song. It Comes for You came out at the end of last year. And I'm kind of curious, was that like a leftover from the last album or maybe the start of a new album?
No, we had that was like a new one, just a new song. It
Ah,
was I just wanted a new track that was aggressive, and sometimes I'll just be worked up about something and want to write a song about it. So that was sort of one of those like, hey, the band's pretty busy. I want to write this song anyway. I'm just gonna try to get a single done. Like we didn't really have any intention on doing too much new music anytime soon. The record's not super old. We still had
right.
a bunch of tour dates. We're still kind of pushing that. And I was like, you know what? I want to make this song and it's not on the record. Let's just do a single. And yeah, it was cool. It was fun to do.
Interesting. So it was pretty much your baby, though. Like, yeah, because I was gonna say the band, the record's new. Like, the band's busy on the road, but this was your like first
Yeah,
time.
it's funny because like we have a song coming out in like I guess probably by the time this airs or this week, which was sort of like one of the songs from the last album Session. It was a song I started but I hadn't finished. And I thought it was good, but I just didn't see the end result. Like I just didn't have the idea on how to finish it. And then I finally finished it and we were putting that out now. But that was like we had material from that album session. And this was just like a whole new thing. I didn't even go back to that stuff. I was just like, I want to write a song like this. I don't have it. I'm just gonna make it. It's gonna be good. Yeah.
Well, I'm digging it, man, and I'm hoping they play that one live on the heaviest tour of the year.
Yeah, they'll be playing it. We're playing a lot of new stuff, which is cool. I know sometimes fans want the hits or the old stuff too, but we've had a pace of releasing a lot of new music. We cycle through albums pretty fast, and now we have all these singles, and I'm like, I just want to at least try to play some of that stuff before like it gets buried under another album and stuff like
Right.
that. Yeah, there'll be that one's in the set. There's a lot of new stuff in the set, so which is cool.
And going out again with Lamb of God, who I saw, the SoCal date at the YouTube Theater, coming up here on April 4th. But saw them a few years ago. Few years ago, I think it was Killswitch and Lamb of God on that tour, that run.
Yeah, we did some dates with Lamb and Kill Switch. I want to say it was like 2022 or 2023. It
Yeah.
was like different markets, but yeah, we're back with a full run this time with them, which is great. I mean, Lamb's been super cool to fit. We all appreciate them, and they can pretty much put any band on these kind of tours, so it's awesome. We get looks like this. It's very cool.
Dude, just thinking about you, thinking about Lamb of God, I almost wonder, like, I started to imagine the magic you could make with that band if they would ever leave that stupid Josh Wilbur guy, right?
Oh, come on. I love Josh. No. I mean, Josh is like one of the first guys I ever worked with too, and I respect him as a producer too. He's a friend, and yeah, I try not to be poachy, like I wouldn't ever want to try to take a band that Josh loves working with away from Josh. That's like they have a great thing. They've done a lot together, and I think it's awesome.
You were probably working their Wrath record back in the day too, to me at radio.
Yeah, I came in when I started working with Machine, who was the first like producer I worked with. Like that was after Syndicate. I had like an internship with Machine. That was like his assistant basically, and that was like I came in at like the tail end of all the Sacrament stuff. So I was still like prepping some files and doing stuff at the end of that record. But Josh was around. I don't know if Josh worked on that record, but I think he may have, but the first record I worked on at the studio, Josh was an engineer on it also,
Wow.
so kind of go pretty way back with him too.
When you work on a record like say Wrath, for example, does that instantly become your favorite record from the band because you actually worked on it or the first one you worked on? Or are you objective enough to be like, no, you know what, I really loved As the Palace Burns, and that's always gonna be my
I
favorite.
just like, well, yeah, whatever my favorite is my favorite, whether I work on it or not. I think, yeah, over the years, I don't have as much of a bias towards the work that I make specifically, or that I worked on specifically or anything like that. If it's just, I just like the one that's the better one, I think.
And do you agree the heaviest tour of the year with this lineup with Fit for an Autopsy, Sanguisi Kebab?
I don't even know what that means. You just gotta call it tour or something. It's a bunch of heavy bands, so I think it's cool. But I don't know. There might be heavier tours. I don't know if we're the heaviest bands out there. It's a pretty heavy tour, I guess. So
Good
it's
marketing.
subjective. Heavy is subjective. So who am I to say?
Dude, I appreciate the time. Got to talk a little better. Lovers caught the band at the end of the Warp Tour last year in Long Beach, and now a lineup change.
Yeah, just it's time for a little change. We're going a different way with stuff, but we're got a new record right now. Working on trying out some singers and seeing what pops up, and we got plans to get back out there pretty soon. So
Okay, good to hear because I really love the band at seeing it live. I think that's you can listen to an album all day long, but I think you really have to see a band to fall in love with them live.
yeah, and we're sitting on some songs that we're super excited about. So it's like I once we kind of put all the pieces back together, it'll be really fun. And these are songs that are going to be really fun to play live. So
Good. I'm excited for that because I was worried that the replacement meant kind of a hiatus, but it doesn't sound like you guys are taking any time. Just
no, I mean, it's kind of like as soon as we can kind of get it together with a new singer, we're ready to go, But we're just making sure we get it right and stuff. Obviously, like replacing a singer, especially someone like Greg, is tough. So it's like we want to make sure we just do the thing that's right for us, and then once we're comfy, we'll be back out there.
wanted to talk to you about a couple of records that you worked on. It feels like there's still new records. They came out at the end of last year, and two of my favorites for kind of completely different reasons. But I'll start with this one, Spite and New World Killer, man.
Oh
What
yeah, those dudes are great. I love those guys.
what
Those.
a phenomenal record, and
Thank you.
bringing that
Yeah.
groove into that record. I'm feeling some big Pantera vibes on that one.
Yeah, I was excited they wanted to go that route. I mean, they're like it's very easy in the genre that like Spites in and stuff to kind of go one way, and you see a lot of stuff in that world get sort of one-dimensional over time and not that it's bad, it's just, it's not for everyone and I think it was cool that they sort of realized that they are capable of other stuff too and um yeah, just trying some new tricks and kind of pulling some stuff off. They're a really good band. Like it kind of surprised me too. That all the dudes can play, and yeah, they have a bright future. Very talented kids.
Yeah, yeah, love that record. And the other one that I headbang to Spite, but I think Dying Wish almost makes me want to cry at certain times. The the lyric,
Definitely a sadder one. I'll give you that for sure. Yeah.
but I mean, seriously, Emma's lyrics cut me a different way than most. Like she's really telling some truth and sharing some hardships, and maybe because I've gone through some of those same things, but I really feel her music.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to write stuff like that and get those kind of emotions out there and stuff, but she has a good knack for finding a way to deliver that over music that can still be aggressive too. Like it's very cool sweet spot that band's kind of riding in right now. So
Yeah, and a real like cool like mixture of the heavy and the melodic and it seems like so many bands have a melodic part and then a heavy part or vice versa, but she was really kind of mixing
yeah, it was like
everything
the
together.
kind of the big goal. It was like a lot of the stuff they kind of we were refing when we were talking about the record and stuff. It was like we should be like singing over heavy music and like screaming over pretty things. And it's like we should mix it up. It shouldn't be so like I call it like good cop, bad cop, where it's
Yeah.
like too jarring sometimes. I think a lot of bands make that mistake where stuff just feels jumpy, and they did a good job of like smoothing that out over a record. So it's a cohesive kind of listen instead of this like very jarring thing.
You know, putting on the producer hat and a lot of local bands listen to the metal show. Curious if you have any advice or one thing that you could kind of break down what are bands not doing or what should they be focusing on in this day and age in your opinion?
Yeah, if I had one thing I could offer, I think it would be just you need to have your own identity. That's like the one thing that'll help separate you from the oversaturated pack. I feel like of any subgenre in this world, especially in heavy music, it's just like there's so many bands that sound the same, and it's like
Mhm.
I would just be if I started a new band today, I would be solely focused on like what do we do that makes us different. And I think try to find that and play to that strength is like a big will be a big help to try to get ahead nowadays.
Dude, I appreciate all the time. Curious if you're familiar with Hunter Young. I recently called him the Will Putney of Florida. He in
Yeah, I'm familiar with some of his stuff.
he's kind of done what you did as far as he's created a band Psycho Frame and writes
Sure.
all the music and records with them, but can't go out on the road with them for
Yeah,
different
yeah.
reasons, obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, he's done some cool records, definitely.
Yeah, I really like the Mood Ring record that he's done. It's kind of
Yeah, my buddy
just new.
Matt, who I'm in works at the studio, worked on that too, and it's cool. Yeah, Hunter's good.
Really, really cool thing that he's doing. But I was like, oh, you just took the the Will Putney model there and put together a band and
I
write and
mean,
record with them. And
it's just how it happened. That was never really the plan, but here we are. Yeah.
dude, I appreciate all the time and won't keep it for too much longer. Wanted to hit you with a couple last things here, man. We're an old school radio station. We do a feature called Mandatory Metallica every night at 10 p.m.
Okay.
And I've talked to you in the past, and you had mentioned that Injustice was your favorite record back in
Yeah.
the day. And I'm tripping on this fact, man. It's the 35th anniversary of the Black Album.
Wow, that's crazy. It's awesome.
And I think we're close in age. I think I may have a few years on you, but do you remember hearing that for the first time? Because I do, and I remember being like, "What happened to my band? What are all these ballads? What's going
Yeah,
on here?"
so I like see I'm on the other side of that too because I like the Black Album, and when I was a kid I liked everything. So I liked all the super aggressive Metallica stuff that was on Injustice, but I liked Unforgiven and like I liked the ballads too. So I think if I had never heard one and then I heard the Black Album, I would have been freaked out. But it was like one rocked. I loved one. So I wasn't like shocked when I heard a song like Unforgiven. But then they had like Sad But True, like then they had like some of the like hardest riffs they've ever had on that record too. So it was a balance, but I wasn't like so off that stuff at the time I just was like a kid who liked everything I heard, so they got lucky. They got lucky. They snuck a few ballads in under my nose there.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly had that initial reaction, and listening back to the record now, it's a great record. It's a metal record. There's great songs on there. The God That Failed, probably my favorite from it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the song, like you said, the songs are just like undeniable. So if they're a little softer than what the record was before, I feel like Injustice was a reactionary record, and then this was like them being more comfortable and being a big metal band and writing what they want, and there's just two different energies. Every record shouldn't be the same anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, and Justice was like their prog record, and then they went in the complete opposite direction, and from proggy and long songs to short radio songs.
Yeah, I guess it was like kind of the end of the long song era for a minute, but they brought it back. They do long songs all the time now. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure, and certainly that record has given them their career. I mean, 20 million records sold.
yeah, I mean it's like the biggest metal record of all time. So they could just do nothing forever, and everyone wouldn't, not say people wouldn't care because people still get excited for a new Metallica, but they kind of won the game. So it's awesome.
And now they're going into the Sphere.
Sphere looks great. Try to get tickets, couldn't get them. Gonna try again.
Same.
Do it, yeah. So
Do you,
it's cool.
does that a venue like that excite you? Like as
I
a
mean, I'd
musician?
love to see a metal show on with production like that for sure. I mean, I just think anytime stuff from our world can get to that scale, it's awesome. It just helps everybody. So it's very cool.
I think Tool would be the ultimate in there, though, probably.
Two would be crazy in there. Yeah. Meshuggah would be crazy in there.
With Sugar too, yeah.
Yeah. So Meshuggah's on 40 years. You believe that? I just
Damn.
realized that next year's gonna be 40 years of Meshuggah.
Damn.
You feel old yet or what?
I do, I do. Even going back to the Black Album being 35, I feel plenty old.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, but yeah, it's cool. I think it's, seeing all these bands still kicking this deep into their career, still peaking and doing new things is still inspiring. So it's an awesome time.
Just to put a button on the Metallica thing, pick a song for us to play for you on Mandatory Metallica. What's your favorite Metallica song?
Favorite, I don't know. Let's do Blackened. Does everyone say Blackened or?
Blackened, Master of Puppets gets a lot of love.
Yeah, all right. Let me do another adjustment. Let's do Harvester of Sorrow.
Oh, there we go. There we
Yeah.
go. Dude, honor to get to talk to you. Thank you so much for the time. And can't wait for all the new music that you got ahead of us.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Plenty in the pipeline. So this is a busy year. Looking forward to getting it all out.
Anything else that I should know before I let you go? Any other big records coming?
I don't know if what can I talk about? Oh, we got Poison Well coming out next week. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm
hey,
on
check
that.
that out. That record's awesome. And then a bunch of TBAs. That's all I got
Okay.
right now.
That's
Yeah.
what I figured. That's what I figured. Always a
Yeah.
pleasure to talk to you, sir. Have a good one and talk to you
Thank you,
down the line.
man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Bye bye.